Happy Thursday afternoon, closing in on a Bucks Falcons matchup that looks pretty darn sweet. Pretty darn sweet, and I just saw, of course, I love when you have something and then the whole feed just goes, yep, okay, yeah, we know you're looking at that, but you really didn't want to see anyway. But of course, the Sunday, December 27th doubleheader announced. I saw before the feed went, it just went up there, and you're like, okay, it's gone. I saw Baltimore and Green Bay and Los Angeles Chargers and Houston, and I think the Los Angeles Chargers and Houston game may be a little bit sexier than that Green Bay and Baltimore game, as I just tend to think Baltimore might be in the spoiler role. They have too many more Isaiah Likely type bummer calls. So yeah, and they tend to have some quarters like that when all they do is field goals. That doesn't get the job done. All right. Let's get right to Joel Verone behind the microphone and Kofi.com /TPA Motormouth, all one word. You want to buy me a coffee? Not that I need a coffee now. Got enough caffeine in me already. Booyah, booyaka, booyaka. But yeah, then I think you say 619 after that. You do a little Rey Mysterio Jr. I'm not going to do any of his moves because then I'll probably bust something. But Week 15 picks. We are here closing in on the final weeks of the 2025 regular season. A regular season that has seen Grandpa Philip Rivers, holy shinoli, might get the start. Of course, game tonight, Falcons and the Bucks. Buccaneers 4.5 favorites. Not a touchdown, but more than a field goal. And bottom line here, Bucks need this win badly after faltering to a Saints team that they should have beaten. If the Bucks cannot get past a Kirk Cousins team that doesn't have Drake London this week, no Drake London, they don't deserve the NFC South. Plain and simple. Bucks, I think the Bucks get an ugly win in prime time. I think they cover because just the Falcons were pretty bad last week. They have to be beaten up after just absolutely being pummeled by the freaking Seahawks team. They just weren't beaten. They were freaking pummeled. And I think that carries over to this week. And the good thing about a short week for the Bucks, they get to Fido. Forget it, drive on. And already the Saints is a memory in the rear view mirror. All right, let's get the Sunday, a game that, well, yeah, I know the Browns have a good defense, so that's one of the things that makes the game a little bit sexier. But how about that weather? Ooh, have you seen the forecast for this game? Yeesh. But yeah, Bears minus 7.5 favorites. Bears favorites at Soldier Field. And how do the Bears respond to having the hard loss from last week? Can Sanders perform against a Bears team that can ground and pound in, once again, a harsh weather matchup? Uh-huh. Yeah, we're talking 10 degrees, possibly 13-mile-an-hour winds. Whew, that's just a little bit frigid. Got to pick the Bears here, and I think that we see Sanders get a little slice of humble pie from the Bears, who once again they can ground and pound. It's pretty much Judkins, and I know Sanders passed out of his mind in the loss to the Titans, but keep in mind that was the Titans. So we'll see. We'll see as Sanders' true crucible starts right here this week against defense that may not be as good as the Browns, but the Bears have definitely shown that they can stop teams from, oh, I don't know, they stopped the Eagles recently. And that crazy Black Friday game, it absolutely made them look stupid. Ravens and the Bengals, since you have the Ravens and both teams kind of going up and down. The Ravens, just had that bummer call last week. The Bengals had 4 touchdowns in the loss. And just Burrow, the healthier of the two quarterbacks right now. Did the Bengals unit get the message that Joe Burrow sent out? And did they get it? Did they acknowledge receipt? Are they internalizing it? Right now, I think the Bengals bounce back and they show the NFL that they are still around. And I think the Ravens just start to fade away in 2025. It's sad, but man, just that team we saw against the Steelers looked really, really rough at times. I think it's the beginning of the early end for the Ravens here. Bengals, and hopefully they have T. Higgins and he's back, he's healthy, and he's A-OK. And just watch that hit on the ground, dude. So picking the Bengals here as rough year for the Ravens continue. Cardinals and the Texans. I don't think you have to do too much analysis of this one. Texans minus 9.5 favorites. No, yeah, Bengals are no Ravens. Ravens somehow are the favorites, and I think Vegas got that one wrong. Unless I'm missing something. Cardinals and the Texans. Texans minus 9.5 favorites here as Cardinals are just one of those teams that I think that they may check out of the 2025 season early after getting stomped by the Rams last week. The Texans are locked in on getting to the playoffs, and the Cards just get absolutely trashed in the wake of the storm that right now nobody wants to face in December. We're picking the Texans. Don't blink, don't think, and don't look back. Jetson. Made up a new team name. Jets and the Jaguars. As the Jags are minus 13 and a half. 13.5 favorites for this game. And Jets, not the Jetsons. That's an old TV show as well. Many might see this as a trap game. You cue up the Admiral Akbar. I do the old, it's a trap sound bite if I didn't have to worry about copyright crap. But yeah, for the Jaguars, they are just very lucky right now that every quarterback seemingly on the roster from the Jets is injured in some way. And I think the Jags DST might be a sneaky smash good play for week number 1 with the 5. As just end the season may never be a truer acronym than in week 15, as the Jags should just win and do whatever they want to the helpless Jets. How can you have all your quarterbacks injured? You might want to call Cam Newton. I heard Cam Newton was a little bit torqued. He was torqued that the Colts didn't call him. So maybe the Jets could call Cam. Cam, can you come and QE for us for a week? Yeah, just 1 week. We really need you, bub. So yeah, we're picking the Texans. You don't have to think twice about that one. Oh boy, Chargers and the Chiefs. Definitely a sexier game as the Chiefs were exposed by the Texans last weekend. If they cannot recover and prove that they can whip the Chargers, it is going to be a very long off season. The Chargers D really stepped up big time against the Eagles, and I think the Chargers can do the same. They can keep the voodoo magic strong again, and they can end a dynasty here because we saw what the Chiefs were last week. Rasheed Rice, Travis Kelsey, all the dropsies, all the whatsies, all the misses, all the what the are they doing? And I think the Chargers are primed to strike, and they can do a kneeling death blow to the Chiefs, so we won't have to worry about. Well, they might go back to the Super Bowl. At least Chris Collinsworth thinks that they can go back to the Super Bowl, but oh boy, yeah, just I'm not sure how good a game this is or isn't going to be, but I think the Chargers got a shot. Bills and the Patriots. Ooh, and then one sexy game to another sexy game as while the Bills may be the favorites, because the Bills are favorites, minus 1.5, and the Chiefs were minus 5.5 favorites in the last game. And while the Bills are minus 1.5 favorites, just barely favorites going into Foxborough. They're showing off their offensive prowess. Last week we saw Josh Allen running for 40 yards out of his mind, evading the blitz. I just think the Patriots may be a little bit more motivated. Just a little. Because why? And rested, don't forget, because they were just on bye. You're going, no Drake May this week, so I'm going to have to pivot to Trevor Lawrence. Well, that worked out. That wasn't bad. Well, yeah, they're rested and they're motivated because why? The AFC East. The AFC title is within their grasp. And with two tanks as opposed to one, ready to line up behind Drake May with Henderson on one side, Stevenson on the other, ready to strike. I think that's better firepower than Josh Allen and Cook. And James Cook right now by far. Pat's at home, normal schedule, rested after the bye, and the lights are not that bright, and you have a crown. You have a crown off in the distance, gleaming. And the Patriots are tasting it. They're tasting that crown. They are savoring the crown and the feast that will ensue if they grasp it. Got to pick the Patriots here. I know the Bills are going to prove to be a tough challenge, but all of a sudden, Patriots just that much more motivated. Not much motivation in this next game. Commanders and Giants. Ugh. Yeah, Giants 2.5 favorites because somebody has to be a favorite. And boy, the only thing that's really that's meaningful in this game is draft position. Is you got to go with the health of their team. Giants just all of a sudden and Dart just zipping around the field, hoping he doesn't bash his head into anything, and neither one of these teams really have had a great 2025 season. But maybe the Giants can add one more win to help a year of disappointment fade into 2026. We're picking the Giants. Once again, 2.5 favorites. Not even barely a field goal. Oh boy, yeah. Raiders against the Eagles. Eagles are somehow 11.5 favorites. Yeah, that's how trash the Raiders are. The Raiders are going to be starting Kenny freaking Pickett because Geno Smith is unlikely to start for week 15. So it's going to be the Eagles going up against Kenny freaking Pickett. And yeah, I'm just picking the Eagles here because if you cannot beat the worst team in the NFL by at least 2 touchdowns, you do not deserve to be talked about in a conversation about the Super Bowl. Period. End of story. The possibility, the positivity. I don't know what a possibility rabbit would be, but the positivity rabbit has been removed. He gone from the locker room, and now it is just to see if they can remove the losing streak from the locker room as well. I think they got a good shot here. Just imagine. Can one imagine Philadelphia and national sports talk and chatter if somehow the Raiders derp and get a win here? Can you imagine? Ah, I would just want to give up. I would just want to give up. And I know means giving Ryan another pick just to see what a week where the Eagles lose to the Raiders. Oh please, even if it means giving up one of my picks. Oh man, just but yeah, you gotta pick the Eagles unless you're on something. Unless you're on something. And how about that whole crazy field goal kick and the conspiracy? Is it a conspiracy? CON conspiracy? Yeah, just remembering the art truth. Yeah. CON conspiracy. Yeah, but kind of crazy. All of a sudden, kick with no time remaining. Change what the gambling outcome was. And yeah, you had Portnoy from Barstool Sports Speak calling for Pete Carroll to be offed. That's the politically correct way to say it. Holy cannoli! I'm just like, really? Now I saw it. I'm going, yeah. I'm sure he got a little bit of blowback from that. Anywho, then we got Packers and the Broncos, the Grossi Perna Bowl. If you're a clickbait fan, if you know the niche, yeah, Packers 2.5 favorites going into Mile High Stadium. 2.5 Packers offense is insane right now. Broncos just win ugly, and the reason why the Pack are just slightly under field goal favorites is that the Broncos, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? The Broncos are 6-0 at home this year. This team defending Mile High with great fervor, and while the Packers have definitely stepped up the game to prove that they belong in talking maybe even a Final Four berth, I just think they get a wake up call here, and that the hard shelled Broncos defense does its job, and not even Micah Parsons is enough to counter the hard nosed defense and rough and tumble, ugly winning offense. And I think Perna gets the gloat come Monday. I'm picking the Broncos to go to 7-0 at home this year, and the Pack go away sad. But yeah, I tell you, Lions and the Rams. Now you have the Lions roaring back, clawing through the Cowboys. You've got the Rams absolutely stomping the poor Cardinals into oblivion. Rams -6 favorite, and I've got to pick the Rams. Just the Lions missing Sam Laporta. They're getting beat up. No Branch, and I think that has a severe impact on this game. You have to monitor Devontae Adams, see if he plays and what's going on there. But Rams just have too many weapons on offense, on defense. They are the complete unit. They are the real deal. And I think the Lions just get a wake up call, and second slice of humble pie is served to Jared Goff and that offense. Hopefully, JMO has a decent day since I was sure two of him starting. But yeah, you've got to I've got to pick the Rams here. I'm sorry, Detroit. I'm sorry, Lions. They're at home. They are the better team, and I think they're the healthier team right now. All right, then you got the Panthers, and you got the Saints, and the Rams are a solid touchdown favorite, -6. You got the Panthers, and you got the Saints, and I don't think the Panthers do what the Bucks did. They look past the Saints, and the Panthers are motivated to keep pace with the Bucks and to stay alive for the possibility of maybe taking the NFC South. Panthers 2.5 favorites. Yeah, one of the late games. I'm taking the Panthers here, favorite, and I'm picking them, and I think they can get by the Saints, and hopefully they don't look past them. Game that's not going to be as close as probably the last one. Seahawks -14. Let me say that again. Biggest spread of the week, -14, almost money line of $11. Then $1.50 favorites money line. Oh, holy shinoli. Bort Colts might be Grandpa Rivers. Seahawks win by however much they want. Even Philip Rivers cannot save the Colts now. I think the Seahawks D might be another sneaky good play for week number 15. Then we move on. Another, but the last of the late games. Titans and Niners. Niners -12.5 favors. That's just how bad the Titans are. As Niners should just roll here and get to double digits. We'll have to see if Cam Ward and the Titans can do anything. anything. As the 49ers just somehow, even with all the injuries, it doesn't matter who they lose. They just next man up. Let's get the job done. And maybe Ricky Pearsall finally has a good week. Probably not happening, but we shall see. You got to pick the Niners here. I don't think you pick the Titans, and unless you've been doing a lot of drinking or something else. But Vikings and the Cowboys. I'm trying to figure out how this is the prime time game. What is with these prime time games? What is with this flexing? Seriously. Cowboys and Vikings? Seriously? Yep. And then money is much better, but yeah. Vikings just get a very rude wake up call here, and hopefully Lamb is ready to go for Week 15. I'm picking the Cowboys 5.5 favorites. I'm sorry. I know J.J. McCarthy was insane. That was against the Commanders. This Cowboys team has more of an offense than the Commanders did and do. So hopefully Pickens gets right and he doesn't have any encounters with Richard Sherman this week. But yeah, I'm picking them boys. I think they bounce back after getting clawed by the Lions. And yeah, Vikings just aren't good. Dolphins and the Steelers, I know. Dolphins almost back to 500. Steelers -3 favorites. Can the Dolphins do it again? Can they win on the road and in the cold 2 weeks in a row, stunning the Jets by winning in the cold there? But yeah, Dolphins won in the cold, but 20 degrees, 20 degrees. Anyone viewer? Yeah, it's getting colder as we get even deeper into December, and Elsa's magic gets stronger. Dolphins won in the cold last week. But yeah, questions. How banged up is their main weapon, Achan, right now? Question. Are the Steelers ready and locked and loaded and the better team heading into Week 15? We saw what Aaron Rodgers and DK. Aaron Rodgers having one of his better days in recent weeks. DK setting the record straight, got banged up. He's okay to go for this week. And all of a sudden, Steelers might actually have an offense. Offense? Seriously? But yeah, I just think Steelers defense getting a little bit better, other than that whole crazy story that I saw, that hopefully that this doesn't flip the entire script around, because I saw before I pressed the magic button on the stream start that apparently TJ Watt was dealing with a little lung issue, and he was in the hospital. So we'll see if that affects the Steelers' defense, because he is, as you know, he is the Steelers' defense. So has the curse wheel, already struck just 24 hours after being spun? We'll see. But he should be okay. He should be okay, unless this is something that's more serious than a respiratory, or it could be a flu, or just a very bad virus. It's the time of the year for that crap. But yeah, TJ Watt, hope you're okay enough to play on Sunday. But right now, I've got to pick the Steelers. I just think that the Steelers are more equipped for the cold, for December, for Heinz Field. No, I know people go, it's Ackersham. It's Ackersham. No, it's Heinz freaking Field. Sorry. I know they changed the stupid name, but yeah. That's like, can we just keep it as the Ice Palace down here, please? But yeah, I don't think the Dolphins get back to 500 this week. Kind of hard to do that in Pittsburgh, in the city of the Steel Curtain. Should be a better game than we think. Should be better than that Vikings Cowboys game. Good God, these prime time games, other than the Falcons and the Bucks. Maybe these games will be better than we think. Maybe. We'll see. But hey, my final thought tonight is Welcome back, Mike Evans. Glad you're back. We missed you. Stay healthy and help us to get, or I should say, help the team, because I know those posts about us and we help the Bucks. Since I'm a fan, I support them. I'm not a part of them. I'm not a part of the Bucks. I support them. The Bucks are here. I'm here. I'm here going, yay, go Bucks! You're awesome, woohoo! Or why did you lose against the Saints? But yeah, because I know the posts about we or us. But go Bucks! Welcome back, Mike Evans. Go Bucks! Get the Bucks and get the Tampa Bay community a much needed dub after that diddly poo freaking game that the Bucks played against the Saints. That was horrific. How do you let Tyler Shuck get those two touchdowns that decide the game? Chris Olave only 30 freaking yards. Seriously, Bucks. What the? Okay, but welcome back, Mike Evans. We need a win. We need it bad, and we need to keep pace with the Panthers. We got them at home and on the road. Tucked between. Yeah, the Dolphins. Should be an interesting finish to the season to see what happens. Anywho, we're going to go ahead and call that so we can get to the right screen. There we go. It's like, okay, which screen is which tab? Boom, right there. Okay, but so that's my final thought. Go, Mike Evans. Welcome back. Stay healthy. Watch that hamstring and help the Buccos to get a win because we need one bad tonight. A super bad one. All right, so this is me shutting up, shutting up. All right, I haven't shut up. Quit shutting up, shutting up. But this is me shutting up, shutting up. And go Bucks, man. I haven't seen them live updates after each quarter tonight. Just to sort of kind of keep the pulse on the game. Pretty big. It's definitely playoff atmosphere, even though one of the two teams has already been eliminated. And I'm Joel Vernon, and have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday and Thursday afternoon.